It's first thing in the morning and I'm already covered in chocolate. Hi everyone, it's Tash and welcome to another recipe video, and today we're going to be making pistachio lava cakes for two. Timestamps are down below in the description if you want to skip the initial blah blah and go straight to the making of it. But if you fancy sticking around for a chat, then please stick around. You might learn a few things on how to make this recipe even better if you do stick around, by the way, but I don't blame you if you don't have time. The secret to a super successful lava cake is to not overbake it. All lava cakes are essentially an underbaked chocolate cake. We just want it in there for long enough to create a cakey shell. There are two ways we're going to do that. The first way, of course, is not baking it for too long, and the second way is having a hot oven. Usually when we make regular cakes like sponge cakes, you'll have it to about 180 degrees. We're turning up the heat a little for our lava cakes and baking them at 220 degrees C, and what that does is it's hot enough to sort of shock the outside and make the outside cook faster than the inside. And that's pretty much it. It's super simple. We are using pistachio cream today, so we're not using pistachio paste, we're using the sweetened cream. And we're using white chocolate too, and those two are super sweet, so we're not actually going to add any extra sugar because that is plenty sugar. So with all that said, let's go to the kitchen and see how it's done. You know the drill, let's preheat our oven, and today we're going to preheat it to 220 degrees C, so quite hot. We're going to start by preparing our lava cake molds. So here I have two mini pudding basins. And I'm going to very generously smear them with some softened unsalted butter. So this is just a chunk I took out of the fridge and softened at room temperature, and I plopped it on some kitchen paper, and I'm just going to sweep it around. We're going to use a lot. There we go. The last thing we want is for our cakes to stick after all. And to help us even more, I've cut out two little discs of non-stick baking paper, which I'm going to stick at the bottom of our moulds. Okay, let's set these aside. Now here I have a pan of steaming, it's barely just about to come to the simmer water, we don't want it any hotter than that. I'm going to pop a heat-proof bowl on top, and here I have 80 grams of white chocolate. Make sure that the water doesn't touch the bottom of the bowl, we don't want it too hot, otherwise we'll scald our chocolate. And we're also going to add 40 grams of unsalted butter, and we're just going to melt these together. Give it a little stir every now and again, make sure it's well incorporated. Now it's at this point I like to actually turn the heat off and just use the residual heat to melt everything together. That's pretty much done. Now let's take this off here, we're going to continue over there. Now to our still warm chocolate mixture, we're going to add 70 grams of sweet pistachio cream. I love this stuff, I can eat it with a spoon. And I'm going to give that a good stir. Lovely, now that's cooled down enough, we're going to add in one egg. I'll give these a good old stir too. And finally we're going to add 25 grams of plain flour and a little pinch of salt. And let's stir this together until it's smooth. Perfect. Now let's bring over our moulds, which I have, for the sake of ease, put on a little baking tray just so it makes them easy to transport. And we're going to evenly divide this between our moulds, or as evenly as possible. We're going to give them a few little taps on the counter to get rid of any big air bubbles. And now we're going to bake these for 8 to 10 minutes, just until you can see the top is just set. We don't want to overbake these, otherwise we won't have the lava in the centre, so keep an eye on them. Now we've got these lovely, lovely lava cakes. They are very hot, so be careful. And we're going to turn them out immediately. What I'm going to do is I'm going to lightly run a knife around the sides, just for extra assurance, to be very careful. We don't want to stab the cake. And we're going to invert it straight on the plate. Nice. I'm gonna peel this off, we don't want to eat the paper. And set this aside. And now all that's left to do is serve these bad boys. I'm going to get some clotted cream and some strawberries. Well, these just look amazing, but you know, the proof of the pudding, well, it's the eating, but also in this case, it's the ooze. So let's split one open. I have no words. I don't think this needs words. Just look at this. Oh, that is absolutely perfect. Let's go eat it. Wow. Perfectly cooked. That was bang on 8 minutes. Whether yours is 8 or 10 minutes will very much depend on your oven because every oven is slightly different. Do not take your eyes off of these cakes. As soon as you see them starting to dome, that's it, pull them out. The trick is, if you can see, the top has just set and become cakey, but if you open the oven, and with oven gloves of course, don't touch it with your bare hands, give a little jiggle and you can see the cake still jiggling quite a lot. It's done, pull them out, rescue them. Otherwise, you're just going to have pistachio cake. So make sure you take a peek after about 8 minutes. But this is absolutely perfection. As you can see, I've served it with some strawberries and clotted cream and a few slivered pistachios as well, just for extra effect. Adds a little bit of crunch. Now you've got the pretty side. I'm going to make that face my way because I want to take a bite. Let's get some of the cakey exterior, a bit of the gooey interior. Look at that pistachio goodness. Cheers! Seriously, date night, make this. If you make this for your other half, you're going to score some serious brownie points. I was 100% right in not adding the extra caster sugar or extra white sugar to this. The white chocolate and the sweet pistachio cream are plenty sweet. They're absolutely perfect. If you want to add a little extra flair, you could dust some powdered sugar, some icing sugar over the top of your lava cake before you cut into it. But I don't think it needs that. Also, you know how I feel about powdered sugar, it goes everywhere, I hate working with it. But simple is best in this case, and you saw how simple the lava cake was to make. It shines the most, so don't worry about everything else you're serving with it. Bit of cream, couple of berries, maybe ice cream instead of cream, and you're good. Oh, I love that pistachio flavour. Now another reason why this recipe is perfect for date night is that it makes 2. If you want to make more, just double or triple the recipe. And if you just want one cake, that's no problem. Make the 2, but before you bake them, cover one after you've put it in the pudding basins with some cling film and stick it in the freezer. The unbaked batter freezes really well, and it's really nice to have, so you have like a spare in the freezer, so another day if you fancy a lava cake, just take it out, let it thaw a bit and then bake it. Or you know, if you want a whole batch of lava cakes that you can just break out at your command, then why not double the recipe and then stick a few in the freezer for later? I've done that sometimes when I know I'm going to have a pretty big chocolate lava cake kick, and they're so easy to make, why not whip up a batch for later? So there you go, pistachio lava cake. Thanks for watching, I hope you enjoyed today's recipe video and I hope you'll join me next Wednesday for my next one. Get the full written recipe on my blog tashcakes.com, follow me on Instagram on tashcakes.taste, and find me on TikTok too, I'm tashcakes there too, but my handle is food in slow motion. Subscribe and hit the notification bell if you'd like to see more, give this video a like if you'd like to help other people find it, comment down below if you'd like me to make anything in particular, and I will see you all next time. Be good, be nice, and have a good week. I started this video covered in chocolate, now I'm just covered in sauce in general.